Mm. Hello, students. Let's start today's discussion on daily current affairs. So, let's start it. So, the first topic that we have to discuss today is regarding the Digital India transformation. No, so government has launched Digital India program way back in 2015. Fine. The central government in 1st July 2015 launched the Digital India mission. Fine, this one. So the objective that to transform India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. The objective. So launch in 2015, 1st July, the objective vision this program is to transform India into a digitally empowered society and a knowledge economy. Two things. One, the society, the social point of view, as well as the economy of the country. Fine. Knowledge economy. Not only economy, knowledge economy. Fine. What is the vision? Digital infrastructures as a core utility to every citizen. That means digital infrastructure will be built to that an extent that every citizen will be able to utilize it for its requirement. Then governance and service and demand. So people can demand services and all the governance initiatives will be reaching the people in the digital mode. Then digital empowerment of citizens. Citizens should be digitally empowered. The digital divide, as you know, the digital divide in the country, okay, will be breached through digital empowerment of citizens. Fine. So what are the pillars of this digital India mission? What on which it is being built? So what are the pillars? So pillars of digital India, broadband highway. You know, the service will be provided through the broadband highways. Under this program, the services will be provided through the broadband highways. This covers three subcomponents, namely broadband for all rural area, broadband for all in urban area, and national information infrastructure. Okay, rural India, urban India, and national NII, national information infrastructure. We have this infrastructure in the urban area. But the big challenge was to create the same in the rural area because this is digital India mission. So digital India, entire country will be digitized. The services will be available in digital format. Fine. Universal access to mobile connectivity. This initiative focus on network penetration and filling the gap in the connectivity in the country. Because okay, so service universal service obligation fund was used. You know, this is the facility called the Universal Service Obligation Fund in the telecom department or in the mobile service, where the government provide the operators financial support from the Universal Service Obligation Fund to provide network in rural area. which are financially not viable. Unviable area. Fine. So universal connectivity will be provided and network penetration will be especially in the more in the rural areas. That is the objective. Then public internet access program. The two subcomponent of the public internet access program are common service centers. You might have seen it. Each gram panchayat there is a common service center and post office has small multi service centers. Okay, so this is the common service center, the CSC, are they are called as common service centers are in the PPP mode. They operate in the PPP mode, public-private partnership mode. And the post office as multi-service center because it's the highest network or largest network in India. And they will be the multi-service centers, the post offices. So these are the this is purely government of India's entity. And the post office has lost its importance when this later dispatching. So has been reduced. Government want to use them in a different way. Fine. These two. Then e-governance. Reforming government through technology, government process re-engineering using IT to simplify and make government processes more efficient in critical transformation to make the delivery of government services more effective across various government domains and therefore need to be implemented by all ministry and departments. All ministry and department should go for e-governance plan. That means so using more of IT and ITES, information technology enabled services to run the government as well as provide services to people. Then comes e-Kranti, electronic delivery of services. This is most important aspect. Through e-Kranti, so they want e-Kranti, electronic delivery of services to improve the delivery of public services and simplify the process of accessing them. In this regard, several e-governance initiatives have been undertaken by the various state government and central ministries to user in an area of e-governance. E-governance in India has steadily evolved from the computerization of government departments to initiatives that encapsulate the finer points of governance, such as citizen-centric, service-oriented, and transparency. So, citizen-centric administrations, service-oriented, so government providing service to the people in the online mode, and transparency in the activities. Nothing secret, nothing hidden, nothing which will create suspicion, and there's a possibility of pilferages or corruption. Then information for all. So RTA was passed, Right to Information Act. RTA Act was passed. And under Digital India Mission also, the pillars aim to ensure transparency and availability of reliable data generated by the line ministry to for use, reuse and redistribution for the people of India. Any data collected by the government which are not of national or strategic importance. So the informations which are not top secret from the security or strategic point of view will be accessed by the citizens. Citizens can access them. Electronic manufacturing, this pillar focus on promoting electronic manufacturing in the country. So electronic manufacturing will be promoted under the Digital India Mission. Moving next, IT for jobs. This pillar focus on providing training to the youth in the skill required for availing employment opportunity in the IT and ITS sector. Because these two sectors, IT and ITS, has opened the floodgates for employment opportunity. This IT and IT sector open the big avenues for employment. Big avenues for employment. And how this can be accessed or harnessed or can be utilized by the people, common people. This is through the IT for the jobs. Early harvest program. This pillar consists of a group of different short-term projects which have immediate effect on the Indian digital ecosystem, like the IT platform for mass messaging, crowdsourcing of e-greetings, biometric attendance in the government offices, and Wi-Fi in all universities. So through this early harvest, so this can be done. So this can be facilitating the other things. When it comes to the achievement, India today is home to more than 75 crore smartphones. A poor country, but 75 crore smartphones. Phone is not only for any device for communication. This is a gadget, right? It's no for a talking device. It's a gadget. Fine. It's right now. It is a gadget. So 133 crore Aadhaar cards issued by the UIDAI. 80 crore internet users has 4G and is now accelerating towards 5G. Above all, it has among the lowest data tariffs in the world. That means cheaper data. Mobile and internet data tariff. So Digital India solves some of the most difficult problems the country has been facing for decades, ensuring delivery of government schemes to its beneficiary without leakaging or misuse remained a Herculean task. The Jandan Aadhaar mobile link JAM program, as it is called. So government launched the JAM program, JAM, J for Jandan. So Jandan account, Aadhaar, A for Aadhaar, M for mobile. The JAM Trinity, as they are called as the JAM Trinity. JAM Trinity. They facilitated so all government access points or delivery points to the people. Has ensured that the poorest receive every penny of their entitled benefits because they'll get the government support, scholarship, pension, stipend, any subsidy through the Jandan account and Aadhaar linked and getting the message in the mobile. So the pilferage, the middlemanship, the chance of corruption, so is reduced, become zero. Financial benefits worth nearly 23 lakh crore has been transferred using DBT technology in the last 8 years. This led to saving up 2.22 lakh crore of public money. You see, 223 lakh crore has been transferred using DBT, direct benefit transfer. So the amount has been given by the government to the beneficiary directly in their accounts. Which account? The Dandan account. Using Jam Trinity. And thereby government was able to save nearly 2.22 lakh crore, which might be an extra expenditure by the government if it go by the paperwork. During pandemic, the digital ecosystem was also useful in tackling the challenges of pandemic, from bulk message to people in quarantine area giving useful information using digital technology for vaccinations, to digital education for students when schools were closed. Have been signing examples of empowerment, inclusion, and opportunity. So during the pandemic, so digital India mission we have launched, and the pandemic came when we're boxed inside the house. There is lockdown, shutdown activity, and that during that period, the Digital India mission came to the rescue. The team from provide information in the quarantine area, on medical facility like telemedicine, online purchase, okay, and vaccinations, booking the vaccination slot, vaccinations online, okay. So all these, and when the schools are closed, school colleges are closed, online education. Keep continuity to the education. Otherwise, for 2 years, students might be away from the school. The online platform might not have been developed, or the innovation might not have been launched. Fine, this is the advantage. Then coming to this led to empowerment, inclusion, and opportunity. New opportunity open for millions. They started providing education, provided services, provided using the online format for sale of the products. And here, inclusion, all sections, the rich, the middle class, the poor, all are included in the program. They all are able to access the market. They all get the information. They all book the slots. Then coming to next, the land takers, leveraging the power of the drones and GIS technology, Swamitwa scheme is providing digital land takers to the rightful owners. It reduces dispute and also facilitates some monetization of the land for availing bank loans. The Samitto, so this is a digital program for the land records under which the person will be knowing a digital records should be uploaded in the sites which can be verified. And this will facilitate a building bank loans because the records are updated. Updated records regarding the sale, purchase, ownership is available in the internet, so which can be verified and loan can be sanctioned for those who want to take loan mortgaging their property. Nearly 2.14 crore land parcels have been digitized so far. And government is targeted to digitize all the land records. Then comes government has learned Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Digital India reflects our core philosophy of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas. And what has been launched added over here? So Sabka Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Vikas, and Purtwani Sabka Prayas. They're all popular terms used by Modi ji. Okay, first is Sabka Saath, then Sabka Vishwas, Vikas, and Sabka Prayas. All should have continue their efforts for Vikas. सबके develop Vikas मतलब development. So all will development for everyone. BharatNet to provide high speed broadband to all the villages. Optical fiber has been laid in 1.3 lakh gram panchayats under the BharatNet. Okay, and they have been into the NIC, National Informatics Centers. So they have been linked through optical fiber cable and broadband connectivity. So through OFC cable. So internet facility has been provided to all gram panchayats. Fine. Then the most growing revolution is the digital payments. India is one of the fastest growing economy for fintech innovations, financial technology innovations. So what is fintech? Fintech is using technology for financial transactions or in the domain of finance. Fine. India digital payments evolution is being appreciated globally. This was made possible due to innovation digital payment products like the EPI, Universal Payment Gateway, the Aadhaar enabled payment services. When banks and ATMs were shut down due to COVID-19, so that AEPS based micro ATMs and CSC, common service centers, and post offices provided domestic delivery of cash. to the individuals. Because in fear of contact, so people had apprehension to enter the ATM counters. During that period, the online mode of payment facilitated. Either do it online or they are able to get the cash at their doorstep through these POS machines. Right? India is rapidly becoming a Atmanirbhar in electronic manufacturing. So through the government has the scheme called the Production Link Incentive. Production Link Incentive, PLI scheme. Production Production Link Incentive. And we are becoming Atmanirbhar self-reliant. Electronic manufacturing. Service citizens made easy getting driving license, birth certificates, paying utility bill, paying water bill, filling notice returns have become easy, very fast, and help the Digital India mission through the Common Service Center in each GP, Gram Panchayat. So these Common Service Centers are run in the public-private partnership mode, PPP mode, to provide all a range of government services to the people in convenient manner. Fine. Then PM Wani access point are being created so that rural youth can connect with high-speed internet for better service and education. Although 5G technology will bring significant change in the world, and India is preparing itself to make the most of this opportunity. So we have already tested the trial of 5G technology has recently been concluded with success by the Communication Ministry, Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav. But the challenge is the issue pertaining to taxation or other regulatory guidelines have proved to be roadblocks in advancing with the programs. So currently many villages remain deprived of mobile connectivity because their locations is not commercially viable for service providers. Although the Universal Service Obligation Fund is being utilized to provide mobile connectivity with mobile towers in the remote rural areas. Fine. So these are the challenges. And very soon we are going to overcome these challenges. But going forward, in the last 8 years, success of India only confirmed that it has a robust future in India's development. So we are confident. Definitely in the coming days, will overcome all the lacunas, all the shortfalls, loopholes in the system. Digital India has played a crucial role in citizen services. The movement will take forward, it can be taken forward by the leveraging futuristic technological like artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain technology. They will further take it. The government needs to look at all possibility and go into overdrive to bridge the digital divide. So this is to be reduced and eliminated. In rural and remote area, private sector players should be incentivized to provide last mile connectivity because government may not be. So the private players should be incentivized to provide the service. Fine. Moving next. So GlobeSec 2022 Bratislava Forum. Okay. Our External Minister responded to questions on India's official position of the Ukraine conflict at the GlobeSec 2022 forum in Slovakia. It was held at Slovakia. Which forum? The GlobeSec or the GlobeSec 22, the global forum meeting was held at Slovakia, and the ministers responded to the query over there. It is the most important international strategic conference on frontiers of the new divide world. It has established itself as a leading platform in the Central Eastern European region and one of the top strategic conferences globally. So, to discuss strategic security issues, it facilitates the free exchange of ideas and provides a meeting place for stakeholders from all sectors of society to actively shape the future. What is the phase of the future? But it's this year's objective. So, mobilize support and action for Ukraine suffering from the Russia-Ukraine war. Okay, so and broader European neighborhood because European nations are being threatened by Russia right now. So mobilize resources for the of the West to strengthen resilience at home. Mobilize global coalitions to defy authoritarian powers. Some countries are becoming authoritarian, bullish, and how to checkmate these bullshits. So that needs a cooperation and coalition of the global powers. So with their cooperation, active cooperation, this can be checkmate. Otherwise, it is not possible. Fine. So, what are the major highlights? Europe is witnessing unprecedented conflict for the last few in the post-war era following the illegal and unprovoked invasion of Ukraine. This Ukraine invasion was it is illegal because Russia has invaded without declaring war. Russia-Ukraine conflict in this, so Russia has invaded without declaring war. This will be clear situation. Russia has invaded Ukraine without declaring war. India stated that Europe's problem are the world's problem, but the world's problems are not Europe's. This is very clear information by India. So when the problem is European problem, so Europe try to make it a global problem. But the problem of other countries are not taken by the Europeans as the problem of the world. When India, which is the worst victim of terrorism, authoritarian attitude of China, cross-border terrorism from Pakistan, so biggest victim of terrorism in the world. So no one put attention or head to Indian repeated requests. But when the European country are facing problem, they try to make it a global problem. So this is dichotomy that the other nations' problem are not taken very seriously by the European groups. But when they themselves face any small problem or any issue, they try to make it a global issue. So they try to this is always try to solicit. Fine. They try to solicit the global public opinion on this. This is what is fine. So this is satirically told, pointing out to India's problem with China predates the ongoing conflict in Europe. With India-China conflict so dates back or is older than the present conflict in Europe. But the European countries have never put in attention or any sympathy support to the China-India conflict. Even we are stand up in the border. Since the days of Dokulam to present, Galuan, India China stand up is there, but no one from European country ever tried to take it as a issue. But when the European problem started in the Ukraine-Russia war, so they tried to make it a global issue. Okay. India has unequivocally condemned killings of Ukrainian city of Bukka and supported call for an independent probe into the incident following global outrage. India would not accept any India would not accept a construct based on choosing between a Western camp and a Russian China camp, adding that India is entitled to make its choice after examining the issue. So we are not going to support anyone, neither the Russia-China alliance or the Western camp. We must adhere, we must support, we must follow what is good for society, good for humanity, good for humanity. What is good for humanity? We want to promote that only. Fine. Then the next topic is on the eco-sensitive zone. We know the SEZ in economy, special economic zones in economy. We know the CRZ in ecology of the coastal area. Now we have to decide the ESZ, eco-sensitive zones. The eco-sensitive zones are areas in India noted by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Around protected areas, national park and wildlife sanctuaries. Three areas, protected areas, national parks, wildlife sanctuaries. So around the area around this, around protected areas, around national park and around wildlife sanctuary will be declared as eco-sensitive zones, ESZ. Purpose to create some kind of shock observer to the protected area by regulating and managing the activity around such areas. Because if you don't regulate the activity, so they will penetrate to the core area, thereby destroying the ecological footprint. So some sort of this is the area around 10 kilometers. All things prohibited. Therefore, these area act as buffer to protect area and reduce developmental pressures around a wildlife sanctuary or national park. They also act as transition zone from area of high protection to area of involving lesser protection. The range all identified areas are unprotected area and wildlife corridor to be declared as ecologically fragile under the Environment Protection Act 1986, National Wildlife Protection Act 2002 to 2016. Eco-sensitive zones could go up to 10 kilometers around the protected area. So this is the protected area. This can go up to 10 kilometers around it. 10, 10, 10, 10, all 10K, 10, 10K, 10K. So this will act as a buffer. So this will be protected. Otherwise, any activity in they will destroy this. It will be destroyed. In case where sensitive corridors, connectivity and ecologically important patches crucial for landscape linkage, even beyond 10 kilometers wide. So it can be extended beyond 10 kilometers if required. The minimum is 10 kilometers. Prohibited activities. Further, the eco-sensitive zones may not be uniform all around. It could be variable with an extent. It may be variable under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Prohibited activity like industry which cause pollution, commercial mining, sawmills, establishment of major hydraulic projects, commercial use of wood to regime discharge of effluent or any solid waste or production of hazardous substances strictly prohibited. So it's a prohibited activity. That is prohibited in the sensitive zones. Fine, completely prohibit. Moving next. What is the regulated activity? So first one is the prohibited activity. Should not at all permitted. Regulated activity like filling trees, establishment of hotels and resorts, commercial use of natural water, erection of electrical cable, drastic change in the agricultural system, adoption of heavy technology, pesticides, widening of the roads are to be regulated, not to be promoted, but somehow in a regulated manner. Permitted activity, ongoing agriculture and horticultural practices, rainwater harvesting, organic farming, use of renewable energy, adoption of green technology will be permitted because these are compatible to environment and climate. No adverse impact. ESZ help in situ conservation, which deals with conservation of endangered species in its natural habitat. For example, the conservation of one horned rhino in the Kaziranga National Park in its own natural. So, in situ means in its natural habitat. That means preservation and protection. The minimize forest depletion and man-animal conflict. This minimizes definitely forest depletions and man-animal conflict because we are destroying the animal areas, damaging the animal corridor. The intensity of man-animal conflict is growing, is reduced. The protected area are based on the core and buffer model of management through which the local areas community are also protected and benefited. There will be some local areas, the people who stay in the locality in their own traditional way, they'll be protected because they'll be away from the invasion of the urban area. That is what. Then the next is the Pacific Island countries and Pacific Ocean. Okay, and the countries surrounding it are called as the Pacific Island countries. The Pacific Island countries are formerly part of the Southeast Asia and the Pacific, Southeast Asia and the Pacific network. Okay, they are part of the SEAP network, Southeast Asia and the Pacific network. The Pacific Island countries are a cluster of 13 countries, state means countries, which are located largely in a tropical zone of the Pacific Ocean between Asia, Australia, and America. To very large extent between Asia, Australia, and America. So 14 countries, the tropical zone in Asia, Africa, and Australia. Asia, Australia, and America. How many countries? 14 countries in the tropical zone. So spread over Asia, Australia, and America. They include Cook Island, Fiji, Kiribati, Republic of Marshall Island, Federal States of Micronesia, Nauru, Niue, Palau, Papua New Guinea, Samoa, Solomon Island, Tonga, Tuvalu, Vanuatu, so all these. And this Palau was the last trust territory to become independent and fulfill a union member. The islands were divided on the basis of physical and human geography into three distinct parts: Micronesia, Melanesia, and Polynesia. Remember this is very important. They're all divided. The Pacific Island countries, 14 in number, are divided into Micronesia, Melanesia, and Polynesia. Right? So on the basis of what? On which basis? Okay. So they have been divided. They have been divided on the basis of, okay. So physical and human geography. The islands are very small in land areas and spread wide across the vast equatorial swath of Pacific Ocean. The network is also supported by Australia, a developed country partner that has continuously provided support to the network. Which network? This network, SCAP network, Southeast Asia Pacific Country Network, provided by Australia. Australia supported this network. Which network? The SEAP network. Fine. The statistics for the importance of these Pacific Island countries, large exclusive economic zones. Economic zones, EEZ. So, the country supports, so this is the sea lines, this is the country. So, up to 12 nautical miles is the territorial water. Beyond this, up to 200 nautical miles is the exclusive economic zone of the country, where it can economically explore minerals, gas, and other things. So, who, with permission of the International Seabed Authority, there is an organization called the International Seabed Authority. With its permission, this can be harnessed by the country. They are some of the smallest and least populated states, but have some of the largest exclusive economic zone in the world. The largest EEZ translates into huge economic potential due to possibility of utilizing the wealth of fisheries, energy, minerals, and other marine resources present in such zones. Kiribati and the both PIC have EEZ larger than that of India. Then coming to the strategic capability, these countries have played an important role in major power rivalry as springboards for power projections and laboratory for developing demonstrating strategic capability because of their strategic locations. Power centers since the colonial period. The major power of the colonial era competed with each other to gain control over these strategic territories because they are strategically important. In the silence. And the present policy of China called the string of pearl to encircle India. This is the importance of these island oceans for naval bases. Fine. Major threat of conflict during the Second World War, the Pacific Islands were acted as one of the major threats of conflict during the Second World War between the Imperial Japan and the USA. Due to remoteness of these islands from the Soviet Union and major population centers of the world, some of the major nuclear weapon test sites of the USA and the UK and France were located here. They arrived from the mainland. Potential vote ban, the 14 Pacific Island countries bound together by shared economic and security concern account for as many as votes in the United Nations because they're independent countries, they're UN members and act as potential vote bank for major powers to mobilize international opinion. So the major powers like USA and Russia, try to influence them as possible vote bank or supporters, support base at international forums. Fine. That is what. World's first fishing cat sensor down in Chile. So it is a marine creature. Chilica Lake, Asia's largest brackish water lagoon in Odisha, has 176 fishing cats, an endangered species, according to census country Chilica Development Authority. So it has a We call this bird sanctuary at Narabana. It has the Irrawaddy dolphins. Right. It is also house. It also house the sea cats. Right. This is world's first population estimation of the fishing cats, which have been conducted outside the protected area network. According to Chilka Development Authority, the estimation was conducted in two phases. Phase one was conducted in 2021 in 115 square kilometers marshlands present in the north and northeast of the Chilka and its surrounding area. Phase two was conducted in 2022 in the Parikut sites along the coastal island of the Chilka. So the total number of 176 fishing cats were identified, which is a very big development. But moving next, the questions. Okay, coming to question number one. Five. Because the following statement of system. So, the scheme aims to provide quality education for meritorious students, the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe students in the CBSE affiliated district schools across the country. The scheme was launched by the Ministry of Social and Empowerment. So, this is only for the, so this is high quality free residential education. This program, sister program, what it aims at. So, high quality okay, free residential education. Okay, from 9 to 12 standard students. Hello. Hello. Right. 9 to standard 9 to 12. Okay. So who are the students? From the scheduled caste community, not SC and ST. So one is wrong. Only two is right. Ministry of Social and Empowerment run this program. Fine. And question number two. Ghun more range, the treasure trove fossils for the sea, Jammu and Kashmir. This is in Jammu and Kashmir. The following statement with respect to Section 8 of Company Act 2013. Section 8 companies are totally different. Are prohibited from payment of any dividends to its members because they are prohibited. They don't pay any dividends. Which of the A company registered on this section should promote commerce, art, science, sports, and research activity? Example, you can say FICCI or CII. So they are the Section 8 companies. They are promoted, created in the Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013. They are not to pay any dividend to the members. All they make profit, but they should utilize the profit for the promotional purpose and not to pay any dividend to its members. Fine. Examples are FICCI and CIA can be taken as examples. So answer is both 1 and 2. So how is barcode different from the radio frequency identification RFID tags? They're used in online purchase. They're used in mass billing in the outlets, retail outlets. RFID use radio waves from communicate data, whereas barcodes use light to read the black and white patterns. Barcode required line of straight, whereas RFID tags does not read any line of sight. RFID are simple and easy to copy or counterfeit, whereas barcodes are more complicated. This is not right. And in contrast to barcode scanners, RFID scanners can process dozens of stamps in a single second. This is faster. Which one? RFID is faster. And so 1, 2, 3 are correct. So this is correct. In this particular question, the right answer is okay. So answer is C. Fine. Then moving next. As is the following statement regarding high mobility artillery rocket system. So these are developed by USA. These are developed by USA. Fine. In the 1990s. So USA developed them in 1990s. Fine. Rockets are propelled by liquid fuels motors. No, not liquid fuel, solid fuel motors. Okay, variety of variants. So HIMR trucks carry only one pod of ammunition and is manufactured by the United States. HIMARS had guided multiple launch rocket systems. So 2 and 3 are right. Fine. Then coming to question number 6. In the following statement regarding Pacific Island countries. They are largely located in the temperate zone of Pacific Ocean between Asia, Australia, and America. Temperate. What do you discuss right now? Are the temperate zones? So they are not the temperate zones. They are the which zones? They are located in. They are located in the which zones? In the tropical zone, not temperate zones. They are the tropical zones. So one is wrong. Only two is right. So answer is B. Why? Then coming to 7. Question number 7. Was first fishing cat census was conducted in the Chilka Lake in Odisha. It was in Chilka Lake of Odisha. Country India out campaign, it is Maldives. So India out. So we don't want to have, so they don't want to have cut with relationship with India. It happens at times. So we provide them all support. Still, they are in the tilting towards China. Recently, cabinet has approved 150 megawatt hydroelectric power project in Kishtwar district of Jammu and Kashmir, concerned of Chenab River. It is over the Chenab River. As per the Indus Water Treaty, so Indus Chenab and Jhelum given to Pakistan. But we have right over these also, limited right. India. Fine. So we are building this over China. The following statement regarding World Milk Day is true. Food and Agriculture Organization United Nations established World Milk Day in 2001. The author of this is Dairy Net Zero. So both are right. So students, in this session, we are discussing some topics followed by some questions from the preliminary point of view. So hope that you are getting enriched by this particular session, and this session will continue every day except on the Sunday. So participate in large number and get the benefit. Thank you.